What's going on, guys? And today I'm just going to do a quick overview about the Unity animations events. So what I have in my test scene here is a player that can be controlled and moved around the scene, and that player has a weapon, and that weapon has a box collider. As you can see here in the scene view, the box collider stays on the weapon, and when we play our event, our weapon hits the target and plays a little particle animation. But the issue is, after we finish our animation, the box collider remains on the weapon and hits and triggers the object even when it's in the idle and we're not playing our attack animation. So the way we can fix this is by going into our animation tab, and in my return animation, where the weapon returns back to idle, we need to add an event, which is done with this little banner here. We would add an event, and that event requires a function that it will trigger. And here it says no function selected, so we're going to have to create a function for that. So let's go into our weapon, and here is our weapon script. So the first thing we should do is require a box collider. So we're going to say require component, type of box collider 2D. And the reason we do this is so when we're using our Unity scene editor, we don't accidentally remove it and cause bugs and try to declare something that we don't have. So now let's declare our box collider. So we're going to say a public box collider 2D with the name weapon collider, because it's the collider that we'll put on our weapon. So now in our void star, we need to get the component. So we're going to say weapon collider weapon collider is equal to get component box collider 2D, because that's what it is. And then when we start, we want our collider to be off because our player starts in the off animation, or the idle animation where they aren't attacking. So we're going to say weapon collider dot enabled is equal to false. So now the box collider will start off turned off. And then when we hit the space bar, we want to enable our box collider because that's when our animation will start. So we're going to say box collider or weapon collider dot enabled is equal to true. And then when we finish our animation, we want a function that turns off our box collider. So we're going to say public void because we need it to be accessed by the animation event, public voids finish attack. And in this function finish attack, we're going to say box collider or weapon collider dot enabled is equal to false. So we'll turn it off. And also I have a bool called attack ready, which identifies whether or not our player can attack again. We're going to set that to true because the animation has now completed and the player can attack again or hit the spacebar. So we're going to save that script, and we are going to go here in our scene view. Our script should update, and we just need to drag and drop our box collider in there. And now back to the animation event, which we still have our return animation. So when it comes back up here, we want it to turn off because we finished our animation. So we'll select that event that we put, and we're gonna find our finish attack function. So now if we go into the game and scene view, we can now see that our player starts off with the box collider turned off. And when our player attacks, our box collider should turn on. Let me select that. So now you can see in our scene view, the box collider turns on and stays relatively with the weapon throughout the animation. So now it doesn't matter if we're running into our object, it's not triggering the low particle effect unless we're attacking. So that's just a quick overview about the Unity animation events. It's very useful, especially if you want to add several different types of weapons in your game, or if an animation has to trigger some type of function. For example, if a landing animation triggers a particle effect, when you would, at the end of your landing animation, you could add our animation event, and you could have a void finished jump. So this has a lot of applications, and it's just one of the parts of the Unity engine that can be used in a lot of things, especially when you want to make a nice polished game that has a lot of elements and a lot of animations. So that's all for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked what you saw and would like to see more content, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.